from Channel 7 News. The next breaking news is
the Vietnam War has ended.
I'm here with the 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, and why.
Tell them, Anna.
The Vietnam War was fought between South Vietnam and the U.S., who were against communism, versus North Vietnam, Russia, China, and the Viet Cong, who were for communism. The Vietnam War was a long, costly armed conflict in Vietnam. It was one of the major cities that faced battle was Saigon, which was the largest city in Vietnam. The Vietnam War went from November 1st, 1955 to April 30th, 1975. The reason the Vietnam War happened is because the U.S. wanted to prevent the spread of communism, so they took charge against North Vietnam to try to prevent them from taking over South Vietnam.
Hi, some major events of the war happened in 1961 when John Fitzgerald Kennedy, our 35th U.S. president, sent 400 U.S. troops into South Vietnam. But everything did begin in 1955 when South Vietnam becomes the Republic of Vietnam, when they separated from North Vietnam. Then in 1964, the North Vietnamese attack Gulf of Tonkin. A year later, first U.S. combat troops arrived in Vietnam. In 1968, the U.S. soldiers killed Vietnamese civilians in My Lai. 1968 again, 540,000 U.S. troops in Vietnam. That's a lot of troops. Then in 1969, Nixon orders first troops to be withdrawn. Then again in 1969, Ho Chi Minh dies on September 3rd. And once again, the last thing in 1969 that I have on my list is the U.S. public learns of My Lai massacre, and they were not very happy about that. And then in 1973, last troops are withdrawn from Vietnam. U.S. that is. 1975, South Vietnam surrenders to commies. Not a good day for them. 1976, Vietnam is unified as a communist party. And then in 1982, Vietnam Memorial is dedicated in the United States of America in Washington, D.C.
And here's Brianna Weber with the causes and turning points of the war.
Good afternoon. I'm Brianna Weber with the causes of the war. Some causes of the Vietnam War revolve around the simple belief held by America that communism was threatening to expand all over Southeast Asia. Some turning points of the war is the Tet Offense. The Tet Offense is surprise attacks all over South Vietnam, including attacks on the U.S. Embassy and Saigon. We'll go over to some of the hippies.
Oh, the hippie!
Good afternoon. What's your view on the war?
Peace is good, man. War is bad.
Is that it?
Yeah, man. Just be groovy.
Thank you.
Channel 7 News is brought to you by Smilos, the only cereal that will bring a smile to your face. If you would pay attention to the chart, our cereal brings you from a sad face to a happy face that your child cannot disagree with. Smilos! Get them at your local grocery store today.
The war ended when North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon in April 1975. The death toll of the war was 2 million Vietnamese civilians, 1.1 million North Vietnamese troops, 200,000 South Vietnamese troops, and 58,000 U.S. troops, and there were tens of thousands more wounded.
The war left many negative effects to the economy. Huge inflation was put into place to pay for the war efforts. Congress replaced military draft with an all-volunteer force. The voting age was also changed to 18. The War Powers Act was also enacted. This restricted the president's ability to send U.S. forces into combat. Throughout the entire war, $350 to $900 billion was spent.
That's a lot of money.
I know it, Anna. America was in a place of low morale, and the faith of the U.S. government shrunk. Around 700,000 Vietnam vets suffer from psychological after effects, and jungle foliage was also reduced with herbicides in Vietnam. This led to Vietnamese citizens growing up with diseases and lung cancer and stuff like that.
That's all for now. Tune in again to Channel 7 News.
And don't forget to eat your Smilos.
Of the war. Wait, some
Hi,
Commander